Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Dizzle for Tuesday, December 28th, 2010. I am an especially unkempt Tommy Dizzlemits for today, only because I have committed to not shaving this damn thing until we get through the Christmas Hangover updates. So that is what today is. Today's the Christmas Hangover. We're going to have the top 50 Christmas songs of all time, which all still suck. We'll have some personal Dizzlemits best, top 5 Christmas movies and top 5 Christmas songs. We will also have coverage of the holiday box office, in addition to brief mentions of the NFL football. We're not going to get too much into that, only because the week is not finished. We're going to have the first Tuesday night broadcasted game in 60-some-odd years tonight on NBC. So once that's done, we'll have a lot more football coverage to get to tomorrow, because then we will be officially in the final week of the season. But for now, like we said, let's get this holiday hangover over with, since we feel like we're still in the holidays from all the sleeping that's been done in the past 3 days. But still, we're going to pick it up right with number 50 on the Billboard Top 100 list. Number 50 was a combination of Happy Holidays and The Holiday Season by Andy Williams. Both songs were written by different people for him. Number 49, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, Bing Crosby from 1951. Everyone knows that one. 48, What Child Is This? Featuring Mary J. Blige from 2009. It made it on no less than 5 Billboard charts. But one of those is the Canadian Hot 100, so I don't know how much that counts for us. Number 47 is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen by the Bare Naked Ladies and Sarah McLachlan. Number 46 is Christmas, Baby Please Come Home by U2. That also came out the same year as their album, The Joshua Tree. Number 45, Step Into Christmas by Elton John. Of course, another Christmas classic. 44, one of my all-time top 5 songs, which you will hear it again later. As we mentioned it, Same Old Lang Syne by Dan Fogelberg. Of course, he died after it came out, but still, one of those good timeless holiday songs. All I Want for Christmas Is You is number 43. 42, the Hanukkah song with Adam Sandler. It's like we mentioned the other day, it kind of pisses me off that they kind of group every single Hanukkah song in as one. Because, I mean, definitely there's 4 or 5 at least different versions of it. But the first 2 versions that got the airplay on the radio are definitely some of the best ones. So I think they should group them separately. You can give 142 and 141, but whatever. 41 is Little Drummer Boy. 40 is Do You Hear What I Hear from Whitney Houston. 39, we have the 12 Days of Christmas from the group Straight No Chaser, which was in the last couple of years. In 2009, it actually got really popular again. It's actually very neat to see them sing it because it's a cappella and they all kind of do it. The timing is very interesting. All I know is if I tried getting a group of my friends together to sing it in the timing that they did it, we would never be able to do it because we'd all probably be too stoned or just too retarded to even keep the same time. So, whatever. Number 38 is This Christmas by Donny Hathaway. Number 37, the Chipmunk song, of course, from the Chipmunks. If anyone needs further clarification on that, you should go kill yourself right now. Number 36, Christmas Time Is Here, from the Charlie Brown Christmas Special. Number 35, Santa Claus Is Coming to Town, the Jackson 5 version. 34, Believe by Josh Groban, which came out in the last decade. Number 33, Winter Wonderland from 1987. 32, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Number 31, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. So I got a lot of problems with that song. I honestly don't think the Grinch is that bad of a guy. I think there's just one guy who really hated him, wrote a real bad song about him, figured come up with any bad phrases he could say. I mean, listen to the lyrics to that song. If someone was describing you using the phrases that are used to describe the Grinch, I'm sure I would be very pissed off and be, seen as a mean person too, because I'd want to kill that guy. But, yeah. I really think it's actually his ex-lover that wrote the song, the Grinch and whoever he hooked up with. And then when, the Grinch couldn't get the guy's career going, and the guy got his own career, he decided to write that as a, one-up on the Grinch. So, really, remember that for future holiday stories. The Grinch is written by a star-crossed lover, pretty much. Anyways, 30 is Do They Know It's Christmas from Band-Aid. 29 is Jingle Bell Rock, of course. Number 28, Sleigh Ride, that wonderful song that has made 3 appearances on the bottom 50, also makes a top 50 appearance. Whatever. 27, Little Saint Nick from the Beach Boys. Interesting fact, it came out on Christmas 1963. It actually rose to number 3 4 days before Christmas of that year. Has been a holiday staple ever since. Numbers 26, Merry Christmas, Darling from the Carpenters. 25, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. You have to have known that song. 24, another version of Santa Baby. That one appeared a lot on the lower half of the list, and it's still going to appear. Awesome. 23, Christmas Tree by Lady Gaga. I don't know why the hell Lady Gaga is in the top 25 of Christmas songs. She should be nowhere near a Christmas list. I don't give a shit what her song is. Whatever. Keep Lady Gaga away from Christmas. The last thing we need is her dressing up like a Christmas tree. 22, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow by Michael Bublé. 21, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now we are in the top 20 categories, and it's kind of stupid that Rudolph just got shut out of that, especially when 20 is Last Christmas by the Glee cast. I've never even heard that version. Go with the original Last Christmas. Give me, a different version of Last Christmas, not the Glee version. Glee should not be in there. I don't care how popular they are right now, because in 5 years, no one's going to remember what Glee is. People are still going to remember Last Christmas. People are not going to remember Glee. 19, Please Come Home for Christmas from the Eagles. Awesome Christmas song. 18, Blue Christmas from Elvis Presley. Though I really do hate that song for the fact that he recorded 15 different versions of that. That one, at least, they should all just group together as one because they all suck. 17, Wonderful Christmas Time from Paul McCartney. I'm glad to see that's up there just because a lot of people put it on the top 20 worst Christmas songs list, and it's personal favorite. I don't mind hearing it, and I'll listen to it all the time during the holidays. Number 16, Santa Claus Is Coming to Town from The Boss. Can't go wrong with a little Springsteen on your list. Number 15, Last Christmas from Taylor Swift. Never even heard Taylor Swift's version. But whatever. Number 14, Where Are You Christmas from Faith Hill, from the How the Grinch Stole Christmas movie. 13, Happy Christmas, War Is Over by John Lennon. Good to see both the Beatles getting into the top 20 at least. Number 12, The Christmas Shoes by New Song. Everyone has heard that song, one of the saddest holiday songs ever. Whatever. Number 11, Christmas Canon from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I believe that's the one with the little kids singing it. So, in case you kind of get confused by all the different Trans-Siberian Orchestra songs, since most of them don't have lyrics, it's the one with the little kids. So it's probably the one you hate most. Whatever. Number 10, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. Number 9, Last Christmas. We really should have kept the drinking game going for this, just because Last Christmas alone would have gotten us wasted. Just saying. But luckily, number 9 is the original version. My personal favorite version of that is definitely the Jimmy Eat World cover, though, for the record. Number 8, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Number 7, The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. Number 6, Holly Jolly Christmas. See, at least we got some classics in the top 10 outside of the stupid Glee things. So now we are in the top 5 category of the top Christmas songs of all time. So number 5 is Feliz Navidad. One of those awesome ones that gets stuck in your head all the time. Glad to see it on there. Number 4 is Jingle Bell Rock. Another one of those good classic ones. Number 3, Christmas Eve Sarajevo, 1224. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I think this was their first one to actually chart, one of their first recordings. But it's definitely the one that everyone knows. It's the one that they use in all the holiday montages they use for all their the shows when they come around. It is the do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. You should know it off of that. I'm not going to sing it again. Number 2, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. Did you know she was only 14 when she recorded that? Sounds like at least an older singer, so that's crazy. We're getting to number 1, and I have to say, I don't remember seeing Dominic the Donkey on this list, and that kind of pisses me off, because that's a Christmas staple. And, whatever, we didn't have that in the Dizzle recommends, because that should be one of those Christmas songs that goes without saying, but apparently they are too busy trying to fit Glee, every Christmas song Glee and Taylor Swift did into this list. But I digress. Number 1 on the list, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey appeared earlier in the list too, so I guess they have to get Mariah Carey and Taylor Swift and all the people that pay money for them to put out the charts. So, obviously, there are a lot of discrepancies on that, but we finally made it through the top 100 Christmas songs. And I guess it could have been a lot worse, though it could have been a lot better as well. So now, before we get to Tommy Dizzlemit's top 5 Christmas movies and songs, we're going to give you a brief rundown from the weekend box office over the holiday season. Usually, whenever Christmas Eve falls on a Friday, it tends to have a real bad effect on the box office, only because Friday is normally one of the most 3 lucrative days. However, since Christmas fell with Christmas Eve on a Friday, and then the holiday season bustles after that, at this point, there are days, Monday even, grossed twice as much as Friday did. It looks like a lot of people were just busy traveling and everything like that, though. Didn't help that the #1 movie was Little Fockers, which not many people went out and saw. It didn't hit the levels of the second one, Meet the Fockers, only because that was a huge comedy success. But it didn't even hit the levels of the first one, and that was a modest success back in the day. Over the Christmas weekend, the 3 days, it made just under $31 million for $45 million in the tank since its opening. However, Meet the Fockers was at $70 million at this point, so it's not doing too good. However, opening in #2, True Grit Western. Western movies are usually a tough sell. However, it had a great cast. The trailers and the advertising clearly gave you the plot of everything and why you should want to see it. It's told you it was from the Coen brothers as well. Pretty much the marketing ended up being a huge thing there, as it has almost made back its budget already. For the 3-day Christmas weekend, it made almost $25 million. That's $36 million total since its opening in 5 days, since last Wednesday when it opened with Little Fockers. It has now made $2 million less than its budget, so pretty much I think it did already cross back its budget with the more recent numbers. Meanwhile, it was an anomaly. Like we said, the Friday box office is usually one of the huge days for business, but just to give an example of how muted it was, when a movie opens on Friday, it will usually come out the next Friday, and depending on how much it drops, you can usually guess that it's going to drop consistently that much over the course of the weekend. However, because it was such a huge hit, How Do You Know? That was the one, the movie that cost $120 million to make, that barely made like 7 or 8 in its opening weekend. At this point, I think it's made like 12 or 15 million total. But from Friday to Friday, it ended up dropping almost 80%, 79.8% to be exact, from a 2.5 million opening day to only $520,000 for its first day of the second week. However, like we said, that is kind of the abnormal side of things. Obviously, it ended up leveling off. It only had a 50% drop for the weekend total. But for other examples of that, Yogi Bear was a family movie. It still dropped over 50%. Still only dropped 54.3% Friday to Friday. The other movie that opened big the week before, Tron, had a 77.3% Friday to Friday drop. So as you can tell, the holidays were a little bit off this year. I think it was something like 40% down at least compared to last year, where we had Avatar in full swing, you had Sherlock Holmes, and the new Alvin and the Chipmunks movie opening. So it was a crazy, crazy time at the box office. Some success stories, though a lot of underperformers. We'll have a bigger breakdown of that tomorrow when we've got more time. As we said, the bigger numbers are going to be coming in this week, even in the next coming days for today, yesterday. That's when the big business will be, because everyone is off from school and not preoccupied by the holidays at this point. So now, before we run out of time with the Christmas hangover, we've got our 2 top 5 lists to get to on behalf of Tommy Dizzlemits. First, we've got the top 5 Christmas songs that didn't quite make the Billboard list. It's more of a humorous take on it. Jumping right in, number 5 on that list, if you've never seen South Park or heard Mr. Mackey's cover of Hark Hear the Bells, definitely hear that. You know, the guy who, okay. Just imagine that, singing Hark Hear the Bells, and trust me, listen to the end. It's one of the funniest things you've heard. Number 4, Jack's Mannequin, Lights and Buzz. Jack's Mannequin, of course, has the same singer, Andrew McMahon, from Something Corporate. That was a holiday song they recorded a couple years ago after he fought leukemia. Very good one. Number 3, The 12 Pains of Christmas, one of my favorite childhood songs. It takes 12 days of Christmas, just adds things that are a pain in the ass about it, and it's even better than you'd expect. Number 2, Mannheim Steamroller version of Silent Night, definitely one of the best holiday songs I've heard. Number 1, we're going with the comedy side. Eric Cartman's Cattle Prod version of Oh Holy Night definitely takes the cake. Now, for the top 5 Christmas movies, we are going to be using the die-hard Christmas movie rules of it just has to have the holidays in it. It doesn't necessarily have to be predominantly set in that. That's why the honorable mention will go to Rocky V, just for a brief mention of Christmas Vacation in it, but it's still a Christmas movie. The top 5 list, number 5 goes to Martian Child with John Cusack. That's another one where there's a quick Christmas scene in it. Number 4, Ghostbusters 2. It's set around Christmas during the holiday New Year's season. Number 3, Just Friends. Once again, there's not anything overly Christmas about it other than the fact that it's set during the holiday season. Number 2 is Toy Story, because you have that little scene at Christmas at the end where they're opening new presents. And number 1 is The Ice Harvest with John Cusack. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you for joining us for the Christmas Hangover edition. Frank, take them out.
Merry Christmas, bitches!
Don't forget to check back for tomorrow's Daily Dizzle. We'll have full NFL coverage in addition to more. Check back tomorrow.